want you to come in and tell me all about
Your damn.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
What a
I'm trying
bastard!
to make a point here, Stanley. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
That's worth it! That's really worth it. I think it's really worth it. Alright, I think everything's working. Sorry, peeps, I have this really weird tech issue. It's the second time it's happened in a row. The stream just doesn't come through. It just says dropping frames 100%. And then I go back to the old system I used to stream with the relays that I went off of, and I was so happy to go off of. And then after I do that, I can go back to this one. It's very weird. It's some sort of refreshing issue. I don't know. The good news is we make it before the end of the countdown, so give us those 5 minutes of tech before streams and hopefully we should get everything right. Rando, thank you so much for the raid, dude. I was having a fun time over on Rando's stream today. Go check out Rando if you haven't. I believe all of you follow Rando. If you don't, I mean, why the hell not? Rando is absolutely amazing, as I have some good smiles, some good laughs, some good chuckles in there. We're busy talking about bass guitarists. I mean, it was amazing. Go check out Rando if you haven't. Dreadnought got first. Now, Dreadnought for first, you receive multiple yays in your honor. Timeless Dreadnought is here.
Yay!
Yay! Dreadnought!
Yay!
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 Yay! I think we owe Dreadnought another 10 seconds or so. Yay!
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 Yay?
Dreadnought, happy Monday, dude. I assume that's going to make your entire week. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Oddsmaker, welcome on back, dude. How's it going? Puddle Jumper, what's up, good buddy? How you doing? Arcasia, I see your beacon. What's up? Fantasy Viper, thank you so much for the 13 months. Appreciate you, Vibes. Appreciate you a ton. How are things going your side? Dr. Edna's busy rocking out there. Vexing Tag says, hey guys. Hey, Vexing, what's up, dude? I got to see your base the other day in No Man's Sky. I looked at it and I was like, ooh, whose base is this? Whose base is this? And then I figured it out, and then I was like, I'll come back one day when you're online. But we did get to see it just a little bit, so that was cool. And also congratulations, Vexing Tag. I don't know if you saw their colony, Timeless. It's pretty insane, dude. Pretty insane. They got an S-class colony.
Oh, yes, I did see that.
Many blessings. It's quite something to behold.
Considering the people I saw who said that was impossible, that must be quite the accomplishment.
For sure. Tech issue, aka watching Rando too long and missing starts. Yes, exactly. Bloop Bloop fan, what's up? How's it going? Hello to you. Greetings, Dunk. Hey, Red Punk. What's up? How you doing? Pouring rain, but okay, says Vibes. Alright, Vibes. I mean, geez, we've had so much rain here lately. It stopped, luckily, but wow. My whole house is filled with damp and it's crazy, and luckily the rain stopped for the rest of winter. We hope everything can dry. So, peeps, we are going to be playing a game today that I have never played before. Timeless, though, says it's very good. And he says it's not that weird. Because the last time he made us play a game that was really weird, it was Doki Doki Literature Club. Or that he said was good. It was Doki Doki Literature Club. And we all know how that went. It was crazy.
This is one of the games I probably would have had you play if we did that Timeless Library run through.
This is the Timeless Library run through. What are you talking about? Why do you think I'm playing this? You said it was good, so I'm going to try it.
Nice.
So we'll see. I don't know if any of you have played this game. Basically, it's an older game. And Timeless, this is it's like a enhanced remake, right?
Yes, so there's probably aspects of it I haven't even seen in this one.
Okay, so they took the original and they just made it more cooler, better graphics. I have no idea. I have no idea how it works. I don't even know what type of game this is. I'm literally going today on nothing but Timeless's recommendation on what cool is. So, I mean, what can go wrong, really? How am I doing? Bloop Bloop, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. It is Monday morning, 6 a.m. here. All is good. The sun has not risen yet. All is well. Tommy, we forgot to bring you in, dude. That's supposed to be a thing now.
Well, I didn't forget.
You didn't forget?
No, I put it up.
Oh. Well. Let's do that then. That's a thing. Whoopsie daisies. Hey, Timeless.
paint dogs.
I'm gonna have to add this to my daily chores. I'm sorry, Rando was distracting me, Timeless. I didn't mean to forget that you exist.
Oof, blaming chat dogs.
I'm not blaming chat, I'm blaming other streamers.
Okay.
Being too entertaining, it's the worst. You played Stanley Parable, it's really cool, nice. So I'm looking forward to getting into it. In fact, let's do that right now. Let's get into the Stanley Parable. Whatever it is, whatever it means. Rando's Madge. Look how cute Rando looks when they're Madge, Timmy.
Adorable.
Like, I just picture that little gerbil pulling that face. You go, oh, you're cute. Pip does a similar thing to me sometimes.
It kind of reminds me of, so there's this frog, and whenever it gets angry, it releases the most adorable squeak.
Like in real life.
Yeah, in real life, it goes squeak, squeak every time. It's
Are you
really,
sure
really
you're thinking
angry.
of a frog? I've seen that same thing with a creature that looks like a beaver.
Yep, I can actually bring it up, but there's no copyright stuff. Hold on a sec.
We're gonna have to wait for the game that Oddsmaker loves. Timmy wants to show me a frog that squeaks.
It's actually.
You want me to take? I can't take a look, dude. Otherwise, you're gonna disappear. I'm sorry. I literally can't go into Discord. We're gonna have to figure out a better system for this.
Really?
If I go into Discord, you will disappear, and our entire chat history will come up, and it'll have nonsense in there like me saying, "Morning, Timeless," and he goes, "Morning," and then I say, "Do you still want to do that thing on Sunday?" And then he says, "Sure," and then I say to him, that was literally our conversation this morning. You are so much enthusiasm, and then he says, "Yeah." What if you put?
What if I put it into chat?
No. Oh, in chat, yeah, that can work.
All right.
Hey guys,
There
Miss
you go.
Mercury, what's up? How you doing? Dreadnought says bad rando distracting grandma. Yeah, grandma gets distracted easily. Also, who's grandma? I'm not playing into this narrative. Grex, I see you peeking, fleeing pilot. Welcome on in. How's it going, Miss Mercury? You're at work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that they would do such a thing to you. All right, let's listen. Timeless says there's a frog that gets upset and it squeaks.
More unexpected
So
sounds
cute.
grab our attention. Like this desert rain frog. Squeaking viral sensation.
You like that, Timmy?
11 million hits and counting. It sounds like a dog toy. But actually,
This reminds me of you when you get upset,
is a
Timeless.
sonorous war cry
Like, really, it
of a
does.
very angry frog.
That's Timeless. Timeless, why didn't you fill the base with wood?
Ferocious.
So I thought you meant this thing. I don't know what it is. It's like a beaver scream. Sometimes it's best not to Google things. So they made a meme out of it, but it's not actually. It's actually the sound that it makes. Here. So there was a meme that sounds like this. But the real thing was actually. Here was the actual real thing. What the hell?
What?
So nature, it's a thing. It's a thing. You learn stuff in this channel, peeps. Frogs and beavers and stuff. Listen to those manly frog cries. Yeah, it reminds me of Timeless. That's your boyfriend when he gets mad. Which one? The frog or the beaver? Oh.
I think it was the frog.
I think the frog is potentially cuter. I'll give it that. All right, peeps, let's get into this game. As I say, the frog. All right, nice. Let's get into the game. Let's see what it's about. Let's see what it does. It seems to have interesting texture. Please choose a screen and subtitle language. We'll go for English. I was tempted to go for Deutsch or Italiano, just for Rando or Timeless or whoever, but Francais maybe for some of the Canadians that we have here. If they can speak that, I can confirm. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Why is this pertinent, Timey?
I don't know.
I haven't, but it's quite bizarre.
Yeah, no. Let's say you haven't.
All right, so I literally have no idea what this game is about. At all. No idea. Adjust the slider so that the computer is barely visible. Now, I've found with streams and stuff, it's generally better I make games brighter. They seem darker on your screens than they are on mine.
Yeah.
Let's go about there. How's that look?
I'm actually surprised you actually. Yeah, that looks good. I'm surprised you even do this thing. I always just accept what it starts with.
I don't know. It always says barely visible. I'm like, what is barely visible? Like
I'm
then I
always
go like honestly like there, like that's barely visible, but I can still see it, you know?
I'm always like, why does it matter? This seems fine.
No, otherwise the whole thing's saturated and you see all the horrible things lurking in the corner, Tommy.
Is that the idea? It's supposed to like darken so much that you hide the pixels.
It's just supposed to be the right thing so it doesn't look washed out. I don't know. I don't make the rules, Timeless. Please enter the current time. You don't you have access to my computer clock? Damn it.
Tier 3 Super Supporter.
6
Laughing man, holy moly, dude. Wow. 16 months, tier 3 super supporter. What a legend. What an absolute legend. I appreciate you. Max is in here. Dunkstar, what crappy game is Timeless making play? I don't know, Max. I don't know. I've never played it before. It's asking me to set my clock. That's the time, Beeps. Just so you know, this is the time I come to you. 6:13 a.m. You usually leave those on default? Gotcha. So has anyone played this game? Note, accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. It's a lot of hoops you're making us jump through, Timeless. Is this the game? Is it set up your computer time simulator? Okay,
No, this was not in the first game.
let me make sure that the volume is right. The volume is always starts too loud. Are you alright there, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure, man? It sounds like you could be dying.
Not dying.
You're playing the Stanley... Ooh, look, peeps. What is this screen here? Stanleyception. Dunk, this is an amazing game, says Laughing Man. Laughing Man, do you know this game? I'm very happy that someone is giving me opinion of it other than Timeless. The volume sounds very loud, though. Does it sound loud to everyone else? I'm 6 hours and 2 minutes apart from your time. Fleeing Pilot, the 2 minutes is probably just my computer being silly. Baha says this game is awesome. All right, sweet. And how you doing, Baha? Nice to see ya. I note inside and out, says Laughing Man.
Tier 2 Legend.
Tier 2 Legend, Lolitas, good morning. Laughing Man doing Tier 3, Lolitas doing Tier 2. Does anyone want to do Tier 1? Can we do a 3-2-1 kind of situation going on? Wow. Thank you, Lolitas. Thank you, Laughing Man. Damn, legendary super supporters. You haven't been here for a while. I know, dude. I hope all's going well. This is going to be fun, says Oddsmaker. Nice. Paddle jumpers, woohooing. Honestly, it's a really good game despite some of the strange stuff that happens.
Yeah, it's basically you play an
Wait,
office
whoa. I literally don't know nothing. Why ruin it, Times? I'm playing the game. You don't have to convince me.
Okay.
I honestly don't even know what type of gameplay it is. I don't know if it's a platformer. I don't know if it's a action game. I don't know if it's a puzzle game. I don't know if it's an RPG. I don't know. I have no idea. It looks like it's a game about being a computer programmer who worked at like IBM back in 1993. Is that right? Maybe.
Maybe.
Is it a timeless game? Yes, this is a timeless game. Timeless said this game is cool, Grex, but it looks like he's getting a lot of support here. Okay. Begin the game. Should we do this? It's a make your own bread game. Honest. What? Looks like there's one achievement you have got to get no matter what. Alright, but no spoilers. No spoilers, peeps. No spoilers. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Begin the game. The end is never. The end is never. The end is loading. Nev. Who's Nev? Neville, obviously.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
How's the volume, by the way?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month. It's
pretty much my job.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I'm glad Stanley's happy, you know? His happiness means a lot to me.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
It's because it's
Never
Saturday,
in all
Stanley.
his
We've all
years at
done
the
this.
company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so I am Stanley. Reminds me of Hitchhiker's Guide. It does have kind of like that tone, doesn't it, Lisa? I was going to ask if that's what accounting was. Yeah, that's pretty much it, Berkman. That's exactly what we do. I'll prepare myself mentally then, says Greg Scott. Okay. The narration gives me Hitchhiker's Guide, a Baha, and Lisa saying the exact same thing. Oh, here's one of the major spoilers, Timeless. It seems exactly like that. Indeed. So I am playing as Stanley, Timeless, and no orders have come to me. I'm an employee 427. Have I, now, accurately summed up the story thus far, Timeless?
You have.
Have I indeed?
Quite the exciting premise, right? You're a cubicle worker.
Timeless, I find it quite strange that these cables run past my desk, but not to my computer. Yay, $500. Halfway there. Scullo, nice, dude. Nice, nice, nice. Congratulations on $500,000. Scullo, I'm not going to lie. The other day, I was made aware of a chart which shows us the people that watch us the most. And you do feature prominently on there, Scullo. Which is very cool. You're like top 10. I was like, hey, Scullo. Scullo looks a lot. Thank you, Scullo. That's pretty cool. That's pretty epic. You're going to go listen to the Hitchhiker's theme. Enjoy. Lisa says, didn't realize. Steal my comment? Why don't you? All good fun, all jokes. Where's your towel? You really enjoyed the narrator's voiceover? Awesome. Who is... Lalisa, have you played this game? Or are you just going from this? Alright, so something tells me this is...
All of his co-workers were gone.
A puzzle game.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hello? What do we think Stanley should sound like, Timeless? Let's give Stanley an accent. Everyone in chat, what accent should Stanley have?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I feel like Stanley would have like a really boring accent. Hi, guys.
Peeps, can we confirm that the volume's okay? Can everyone do a volume check and just make sure it's fine? Norwegian? Why would Stanley sound Norwegian? Scottish accent? Jamaican? No, I can't do Jamaican. Swedish? Sean Connery, says Dreadnought. South African accent for Stanley. Hi guys, I'm Stanley and I'm boring. Russian for Stanley. Remember, Stanley is happy. Oh, that's true. Stanley is happy. A Scottish accent for sure. Me and my woofuck had a wee bit of a whippet. My name... You judge harshly? Dutch? Okay, we can do Dutch as well. Timeless?
Yes, thanks.
Where are we going here? Oof, look at all these awesome pencil sharpeners, Timeless. I never had an automatic pencil sharpener, did you?
I did.
Wow, dude. Were you one of those kids that used to brag at school about it?
No, no.
Well, I was sitting there going... Were you like, dude, look at this. You're like, why? It's so unnecessary, but so cool, and I want it immediately.
It was after school, not during school.
Jokes were on all you stupid kids, though, when you had to, remember when you had to, like, use the pencil shavings to make, like, stuff so you could smudge? Shade, or whatever it was called. Your automatic thing did not do that well. It did not.
Oh, that's true.
I hate Mondays. Peeps, today is Monday. Does anyone else hate it? I think Monday gets a bad rap. I think today's going to be a good day. Australian then, this is a knife. My name's Stanley. I'm going to go hunt myself a gator. Time. I don't know when to arrive. Sales in this quarter. Am I meant to be looking for Easter eggs, Time? Is that this kind of game, or should I just kind of
When
rush through?
Stanley came to a set
can
of
just
two
walk.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What happens if I don't go through the left door? Does the game explode?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
See, peeps, I'm going off book here. I can do what I please. I can choose my own adventure narrator. You can't boss me around. I have volleyball on Monday, so I don't mind it. There we go. Boomtown Rats. I'll hate it in 2 hours. Sorry, peeps. Bank holiday Monday here in Scotland, so not bad for me. Nice. We also have a public holiday here today. These offices are a mess, says Berkman. They look pretty stock standard to me.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I feel like this narrator's being slightly snide to me, Timeless.
Yes,
There is a bit of snarkiness.
Really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
That's worth it! That's really worth it. I think it's really worth it.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creep, but at last he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
What a weird, crazy thing. Like, part of me really does actually want to listen to what this man has to say now, because last time he was very rude to me. But part of me also wants to be belligerent, you know?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Rude. Wait, I can't even go back now? Uh-oh. I might have blundered. So I do quite like things that have a tone like
I think
this.
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
She is going to be something so weird. So Deluxe, just a description extra. I actually have no idea. I have no idea. I didn't play the original, so I don't know. The Alien Queen could be. You're getting Bioshock feedbacks? I didn't play Bioshock either. I've always heard it's a good game. Wait, was I supposed to maybe go back to the... This doesn't look like a good door.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
This is so weird. I don't know if I want to listen to this guy or not. This is new, says Imposter Edits. I'll answer. Mom? Sister? Lover? Friend?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
What a
I'm trying
bastard!
to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
What an absolute bastard! Rude. I mean, yeah, Employee 427 doesn't get to have a nice wife. Own the whole Bioshock collection, just never played it yet. For you, there you go. I know who is. I see that now. That's cruel. I thought that was cruel. I was right not to trust this man.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
My death? Good morning, Employee 47. Press Y on your keyboard. I don't want to anymore. I will, though.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Please press G. I don't want to. Is this my apartment? This is still a lot of the old stuff, but it's still brilliant, says Timeless. Got him, says Dreadnought. First two Bioshocks were some of your fave in 2018, 2008 or whenever? Yeah, I've heard really great things. I didn't know that the tone was like this. Ugh.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
When you
One
said
might
eating
even
lunch, I
feel
immediately
sorry for
wanted
him,
goop.
except that he's chosen this life.
I need to eat lunch as well now. Okay. Cheers, everyone. I'm going to do exactly as I'm told, so I'm going to eat some lunch. I hope there's no foreign objects in my goop today. We shall see. We are all individuals. I'm not. Says a buckling No Man's Sky. Alright, I will press X.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
So mean. Hi, Danks. Looked like you started a boring office job. Streaming not working out for you anymore. So what's up? Have you ever played this game before? This is another game recommended by Timies, or it looks like it's got quite an interesting tone to it. Anyone who's just joining us, not much has happened so far. My name is Stanley, and I am employee 427, and I work a boring office job, putting commands that people tell me to put in at a computer. And that's pretty much what we've been doing. And then I've been following the narrator, but I kind of went off topic from what the narrator was telling me to do. He then insulted me, and here I am. Here I am. He made me think that I had a loving wife and tricked me into getting back onto the story. It was quite weird. Yo, you just lost the... please, no spoilers. I don't know what you're saying, but let's not be that guy. Let's not come in and say things that may spoil the game. Is this a horror game? I don't think so. I don't think so. But yeah. Let's not see. No one likes someone who spoils games. No one at all.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
So I tried to watch TV, and then I was just at work. Game not related to the game, but it's a game either. Oh, dude, I don't know what you're saying, but I don't think it's gonna fit the tone. I don't know, Tommy. You know the game. I don't really know what's going on. But let's not spoil the mood. Okay, let's press F to spend time in games.
He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Timeless, are you there, dude?
I am.
Yeah. Do your job. Okay. So I'm busy playing the game here. Let's see what happens.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
What is going on here, Tommy?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I'm playing the game. There's a clock, Timeless. We see you. Everyone is saying this is Timeless right over here, represented in the game. Hey, everyone. Hey, Packsmith. What's up, dude? How's it going? This game is seriously toying with me. Let's tell my wife.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
I don't know how to stop.
Watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I don't know what to do with this information. Wait, is this my old job? This is my current job, Bald Zebra.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here,
He's a snarky
he's
Sue, so
electing to
snarky
kill
Sue.
himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
The metaphors. Dunk the narrator's a snarky. So I see that. Zeebs, how's it going, dude? Have you ever played this game before? It seems to have quite a crazy narrative going for it. It is a game suggested by Timeless. Timeless, though, has decided not to comment on his own game, instead to remain completely and utterly silent this entire time. Potentially doing something else.
No, yeah.
Fantastic.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
What's going on now?
And I tried.
What happened? Looks like a great game. Oh well, I'll have to retcon myself. Did I lose the game? You broke it? Oh, is this one of those games I play? I have to do things differently now. Is this literally the beginning of the game again?
So you don't have to do things differently. You could do them the same.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So for anyone who's just joined us, basically the first time I did this, I left my office and I was following this guy who said I must go to the meeting room. Eventually I do land up having 2 doors to choose from. I decided not to be railroaded last time, and I landed up getting myself whatever fate that was that just happened. Yeah, so
When
this happened.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Then last time I entered the door on the right, and the guy got seriously sarcastic with me, and he was like, oh, well, obviously then he wanted to go see the beautiful employee lounge, take a detour. And then he got really upset that I didn't even want to see why all my co-workers had disappeared, and it all got pretty sarky. So we'll follow the right order this time. Okay, I've done it. I've made it to the meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Using slides to show employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a stick blue graphic on the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique, you most of all. This does remind me a lot of jobs that I worked at. I used to have an office that had pretty much the exact same colored floor as this. These sound like business practices? They are, Thomas. Amazing business practices. Morning all. Hey, Sim. How's it going? How you doing? Sim, have you ever seen this game? It's weird. It's got like a Hitchhiker's Guide almost feel to it. It's a game from Timeless's library. For anyone who doesn't know, Timey is trying to get me to play games that he enjoyed On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your Boss Appreciation Specialist. I own this game, never to get around to playing it though. Nice Sim, this is apparently the deluxe edition. Don't really know what they give me that is so deluxe-y, but we shall see.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Ooh, so deluxe. It's really weird and confusing when you first play, but you'll get over it. Nice. As I say, I'm enjoying the tone.
Coming to a staircase,
quite an interesting
Stanley
thing.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Quite an interesting dynamic between me and the narrator. So here you go. So the narrator's like, he walked upstairs to his boss's office. Do I go upstairs? I could still go downstairs. Last time I didn't listen to him, though, terrible things happened to me. I think. I'm not entirely sure. Do I go upstairs to my boss's office? Okay. I'll listen to him this time just because No. You know what? Stuff him. Stuff him. I won't do it. Or did you? See what you did there? I did play the very beginning part, and I guess I got distracted and squirreled onto another game. It happens to the best of us, Sim. Dunk's breaking the rules again.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Why can't I see
did
my feet when I
doors
look
close
down?
automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Now we know his
What a
accent. It
relief
sounds like
Stanley
that.
felt
Money
to
go
have
welcome.
finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It
Peeps,
was
we weren't
so
supposed to play No
much
Man's
fun,
Sky today, but
and
now we
Stanley
are.
marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
I mean, I've had this happen to
I'm
me before. It's not
dreaming
that
about a
strange.
voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all,
Stanley
he
thinking
knew
so
for
much, he
certain,
really
beyond
is.
a doubt that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his
Meta?
skin,
100% meta,
the
dude.
press of
What
the
kind of game is
mattress
this?
on
Money
his
Girl
back,
Bazaar is the answer.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
That is the longest period I have ever been quiet on stream. Ever.
Stanley began screaming.
And it's done.
Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real.
Thank you for the
Please,
follow
just
now.
someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Am I going to wake up back in my office again?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ran away. Bye, Mariella. I think I died. Wait, thanks, says Imposter Edit. A vain astute observation. Stanley sounds like the personification of a midwife crisis. A midwife crisis? Midlife, baby. We don't fix typos though. Lolita thinks Stanley is having a midwife crisis. He's delivered too many babies, Lolitas. Is that what has happened? I love seeing dead people to remind me how sane I am. Alien brainworms? I have no idea. So for anyone who's just joined us and is wondering what the hell is going on, I'm playing a game outside of the game library of Timeless. It is quite a lot of talking going on in the game, so I am a little bit quieter than I usually am. I usually talk and talk and talk. I am usually the narrator, and it is I that usually gives the storylines, not relying on some other man to tell me what I am thinking or saying. And so far, I keep waking up. This is literally the beginning of the game. I'm back at the beginning of the game, and I need to navigate my way through a bunch of situations. And I must just figure out what it is. What are your thoughts so far? Why don't you ask me, Timeless? You can use your voice. I don't mind.
So what do you think?
It's very weird.
It's got an interesting premise, right?
It does have an interesting premise. It does have an interesting tone. Other than that, I have no idea.
I like how the narrator can sound so deadpan, but he has just enough inflection to kind of convey like his sarcasm and his snippiness.
He is indeed a skilled voice actor. So this is literally the beginning of the game, peeps. I woke up in my office. My job is to put commands into a computer. That hasn't been happening, so
All
I
of his
come out here.
co-workers were gone.
And this
What
time
could
maybe
it
I'll
mean?
follow the instructions.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Oh,
he
that's what you
simply
said
missed
the
a
last
memo.
time.
What happens though if I do duplicate something?
That's the thing. This game's all about testing.
When Stanley came to a
doing
set
it.
of
I'm
two
going back
open
to the
doors,
first
this was
way.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
So
it.
if anyone doesn't know what's going on, basically the narrator says something like, you take the door on the left, and you're like, no, I'll take the door on the right. And then weird stuff happens like this.
Wow. Yes. This room.
And then he insults me
What
for
a
coming to the wrong
beautiful
room.
What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
And then if you stay in the room, he goes, now it's becoming creepy and all that. Okay, well,
But
we'll play.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
See, then I could have taken this door last time, but then I went straight. I mean, I haven't gone this path. Okay, I'll do that. I must remember there's a path there. I'm going this
Stanley
way to
was
see if
so
it
bad
adds
at
up the
following
same.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I am very powerful. Whoopsie.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Bye,
Stanley
buddy.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Good
he
job,
had
Stanley.
simply missed a memo.
This is terrible. Good job, Stanley. I'm very powerful, people. Just quivered by power.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the
Surely
meeting room,
this
and
is going to be the
Stanley
way.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
So
he
I feel
wanted
like the
to
game is
stop by the
challenging me.
employee
people.
lounge first,
I feel like it's
just to
challenging
admire
me
it.
and mocking me. I will
The
win this
lounge
game.
was sublime, a work of art. What? But eager
Someone
to
made
get back
Stanley
to
Parable.
business,
Nice,
Stanley
coup.
took the first open door on his left.
Okay, we're doing this again.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I just want to see if the same thing happens if you follow the same choices.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
I think
foot
it will.
here.
I think it will. I think you're
I'm
supposed to
not
do the
your
different
enemy,
options.
Really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else.
Has that gone the room
difficult,
430 achievement?
but
I
the
haven't.
fact is that the story has been about
Sim?
nothing but you.
Cheers. I hope there's
all
no
this
foreign
time.
objects in there today.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley.
Have I noticed
Your
the description of the
chance
lounge
to
change? I
redeem
haven't.
yourself,
Is this a
to
book?
put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Yeah, so I think this is it. He's going to troll me again and make me think I have a loving wife. Did I do Z's?
That's her,
Technically, but I
Stanley.
never specifically
You
thanked
need
Z.
to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Don't answer the phone? Okay, but then that'll be a different thing.
As Stanley picked up the phone,
No, I didn't mean to pick
a
up the
white
phone.
light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
I did.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
I'm a real boy.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment
I'm still
so I
playing.
can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought Then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
There's a back, sack, and crack.
Excellent.
He said, "Fish, I
Making
saw that.
choices
I
on
want
a
to be
regular
red. What's up,
basis
dude? How's
is
it
the
going?"
best part to
Sorry,
a
you've been
healthy
auto-modded.
decision-making process.
No name, Rupert.
Most
Devil
medical
Jones.
professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you
I make
begin
no
to wonder
choices.
if
I
your
always poll
choices are
everything.
actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world,
Went to California,
just
nice,
remember
dude. I hope it's
that
going
in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
This is a crazy game, peeps. Why does everyone think of the tone and stuff?
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
This is true. Duncan would run his life by polls if he could. I probably should. In fact, should we have a week where every single decision I make is polled? Do you think that week could run my life? Do you think it would be the best week I've ever had? What do you reckon? Bipolar Bunny, what's up? How's it going? A crazy, crazy game. I feel like he's going to take it back.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
I see that.
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
I don't
We
know if
just
I'm
need
making
to get you
progress or
home
not.
as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I think we'd run everything in one day of poll choices. Also, poll would be a tie. So that's true. Then I'd have to have like fish and chicken for dinner. Hello, how's everyone doing? Optic Queen, all is going good. I'm trying out a game from Timeless's library today called the Stanley Parable. It's quite a strange game. It's got a very interesting narrative. It's very meta. It's basically, it knows that I am playing a game. It's got a narrator who is a very, very, very interesting relationship with the main character. It's quite something, and it does make me wonder if I had just followed the narrator's orders right at the beginning, would I potentially be finished the game? Who knows? Did you notice the fence around the lift? I did, Timeless. I can't kill myself off there anymore. So now it's busy railroading me where I need to go. Abe wants to have a poll stream. I think those are called Anything Can Happen through Fridays, but I mean, we can have a stream.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I just got a achievement for You Can't Jump because I've been trying to jump this entire time. And I got an achievement for getting my first achievement, which is pretty cool. Congratulations, you got the achievement, get your first achievement. Which is pretty sweet. Declitus, thank you so much for the 4 months. Absolute legend. Puddle Jumper woohooing correctly. Thank you, Declitus. What's up? How's it going? Have you ever played this game before? A crazy, crazy game. I take it this game isn't very long, Timey.
Now remember, all you need to do is
It's
behave
relative.
exactly as Stanley would.
So, depending
that
on your
means
choices, it
choosing
can be long or
responsibly
short. But
and
honestly,
always
there's so much to
putting the
explore,
story
even if you
first.
do
I'm
finish
quite
it,
sure
and I
you'll
say
be
that
up
in
to the
inverted commas.
task.
Gotcha.
Just follow my
You
lead and you'll
can
be
go
fine.
back and look
All
at
right.
the options.
Sweet.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so we've gone back to the beginning of the game where I'm supposed to choose the door on the left. I've just gone through that entire thing to go on the right. I mean, who knows? Who knows now? I spoke over that entire sentence. Time is trying to prove a point. Time is failing. I will never take his points. I'm going back right. I'm going back right. It's happening.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
By the way, I could imagine, I'd love to see a statistic on how many people did the playthrough exactly the same as we did. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that magician trick where there's a magician with 2 envelopes. And he tries to get you to choose the envelope. The one's empty and the other one's got cash. And you keep choosing the wrong one because he keeps fooling you into saying what you should do. It might be a total trick and it's not actually mental manipulation. But this kind of reminds me like that. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm doing exactly what the game wants me to do. Which also does kind of create a weird sense here. You can tell Dunk isn't the sort who likes following orders. Dunk, what happens when you have to build a desk or similar? I always follow instructions. Always follow instructions with that. I do the lotto one with hundreds of predictions. Okay. I guess I have to go left now. They've won. They've finally railroaded me. Ooh. Alright, so we'll go around the corner. I will do it. Back up to the boss's office.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work?
Is this gonna Doki again, uninstall the whole thing?
What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Oh, he hasn't won. It hasn't shut down. I've literally had a game uninstall itself before. The last game time has told us to play literally uninstalled itself.
I'm still here in this pile of rubbish, with you, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
Whoopsie.
That thought hadn't even occurred to you.
I feel bad, kind of bad now.
That there's a world outside of you. You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Dunk, did you pick this game so we could watch Dunk get punished by the narrator? Halflings, I think that is exactly what has happened. Time is one say, Peeps, what should I do? Should I continue being belligerent or should I be a good boy now? I mean, you know, kind of makes a point. You know, you sort of want to watch the game progress, but it's just quite to see how far we can take it. Poll? All right, let's do a poll. Quick 2-minute poll, left or right. I don't know if anyone minds. Let's see. Mr. Doomsday Lair, darn it game. Where's the glitter pooping unicorns? Belligerent? Chopper, I'm not belligerent. I'm a good boy. Also, I don't think that's how you spell belligerent. Damn it. Kilroy says I must be a good boy. All right, we're going to do a very quick poll, peeps. Quick poll. Left or right? Left or right, are we going to be a good boy? The poll is up, peeps. Don't miss it. Click left or click right. Do we continue to be belligerent and ruin the poor narrator's game? Even though he's quite rude to me, so I have kind of a weird relationship with him. On one hand, I think he's quite funny and quite charming, and I think we could be good friends. On the other hand, I think he's a bit of a douchebag, and he was mean to me. So, I don't know. The poll is already so close. Vote in the poll, peeps. What would Dunks do? Dunks would do exactly as chat told him to, Evander. As you should know, Evander, Dunk would always do exactly as the poll results told him to. Dunk is someone who doesn't like to make decisions by himself, preferring to outsource those to people on the channel. Should have a third option, believe it would be possible. There's a third option. Which door is the bad one? Right is the bad one. Right means I don't listen to the guy. Left means I do as I'm told. It's neck and neck. You're gonna be left the choice. No ways. It can't be a tie. No ways. No ways this can be a tie. Peeps, don't make it a tie. Don't make it a tie. The polls always tie. I don't want to have to make decisions.
Oh, Dunks, it's so close.
It can't be close. Tired, it's time to phone a friend. No. Oh, actually, Halflings is saying yes. Halflings is going to phone the friend to help us. Yes, Halflings, phone a friend. Dibs on breaking the tie if there's one. All right, Barrett, go for it. Probs 4 months till something happens if you stay. Oh god, does staying here do something as well? Dunk, you're not learning the moral of the game, says Koo. Koo, what's the moral of the game? I should do exactly as I'm told and become a pliable person, much like Stanley. I need to behave like Stanley. Summon the TIE fighters. I mean, part of me does want to do what I'm told and be a good boy. Make your own decisions, says Koo. I don't know why I have to say all of this in like the narrator's voice. And it is? No!
Oh, chat, you're brilliant.
Why?
Feel the responsibility of choice, Dunks.
I'll just sit here in the chair while chat thinks about what they've done. Why, chat? Why? Don't take the green pool. There was no green pool. It was only red and yellow. Right door says Barrett. Barrett, it's a tie. Okay. I am in the Stanley Parable. I'm in a game. I'm busy being railroaded. I don't like being railroaded because I'm a little bit of a stubborn dude. But at the same time, I do kind of want the game to progress and not break it. But I have been trying to... This is probably one of the toughest decisions. This is the toughest decision since do I prefer Monica or that other lovely lady? Yuri.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly,
Server wipe. Server wipe.
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly.
Something tells me I can't go right anymore. I think I've done max belligerence.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I
No!
mean, are
Why
we
did you
sure
do
we've
that?
done max belligerent?
Quickly, hurry back.
I think I have to go left out.
Is behaving
I literally think I
exactly as
think I
Stanley
actually
would.
have to go left out.
That
Okay.
means choosing responsibly and
I might have
always
mucked something
putting
up
the
there.
story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Always
Just
choose
follow
Monica.
my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Do it again,
he
says
entered the
Declatus.
door on his
Yeah,
left.
do it again.
Once more.
No! Why did you do
No.
that? Quickly, hurry back.
Okay.
Behave exactly as Stanley would.
All right.
That means
I think we've
choosing
ascertained we can no
responsibly
longer be
and
any more
always putting
belligerent.
the story first.
Okay.
The
I'm
game
quite
did
sure
not,
you'll
literally
be up
doesn't
to
have
the
enough
task.
programming
Just
to make up
follow
for
my
how
lead and
silly
you'll be
we are.
fine. All right.
All the 17
When
people that voted
Stanley
for
came
right
to a set of 2
and
open
me,
doors, he entered the door on his left.
the game literally doesn't have coding for how belligerent we all are. I just like being told what to do, so the game would be finished for you now. Scully with that would be it. Done.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Alright, so for anyone who does, I came here earlier and then I also went the wrong path. I went down instead of up. Oh, it won't
Coming
even
to
make
a
me go down.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
They won't even let me go down anymore. Alright, I will go up to my boss's office. It's a thing. I think turn away is an option. Really? Have you, says Oddsmaker. Oh my god, Oddsmaker, could I have pushed that even more? Can you go into the random room on the right, says Lalitas? Lalitas, I don't think so. I've been trying all the closed doors. I don't think they work. Wow, this looks like a room from, what was that game? Visage. Almost. Shrugs. Oddsmaker doesn't know. Maybe. That's a cool picture to have above your
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work?
Night Shark
There was
115.
only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Keep trying to open locked doors. Let's see if narrator likes it. I see. You can do it. Peeps, look at these pictures. Look at this one. It says business strategy. It's got a picture of a guy putting a gun to a panda head.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I don't think there's anything else I can do here. Okay.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this
I don't
one
know if it's
single
accessing my
thing
mic
for
there
your
for this.
respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Night Shark 115!
When he came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door.
Oh no, now I've been relegated to the roof?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door.
What?
Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
The end?
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something.
Jesus, Dreadwood.
Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me?
What?
Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley,
False
are
credits,
there?
you think? Stevel says WTF. This is from Timeless's library, Stevel. That should make immediate sense immediately to
You
you.
need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide.
I've never seen myself from the front. I actually look like a dude I used to go to school with.
Take as much time as you need.
Understood, makes sense now. Yes. So for anyone who's just joined us, this is a game from Timeless's library. Okay. It's a game from Timeless's library.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
He sounded so sad.
Now the whole thing's changed. I've done it. Only 100 more endings left, says Chaos Incarnate.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Are these doors always such a... In your playthrough, Thomas, are these doors always such a matter of contention or not really?
How do you mean?
I mean, was this like one... This is obviously my biggest flashpoint so far.
Yeah, so I went a slightly different path to you, but it's still fun.
It's still fun. Do you prefer your path? Right, says Chopper. Chopper, I think Right's just going to break the thing even more.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Now Right's working.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again.
I thought I was happy.
Then it came back and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
Good lord.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I've actually never taken this door.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I mean, there's almost something ingrained that you almost have to get progress, you know, but I don't actually know what progress means in this game. Is the progress? Ooh. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Extreme bathrooms and time... Oh, actually, I'm magazine. We don't know. You don't have to follow the narrator, just saying. Thank you very much, comma. Yeah, I've gone off of track quite a bit with the narrator. Is there progress? I don't know. I don't know what progress looks like in this game. But I can open up closed doors now? That didn't happen before. Timey typing. I had to learn not to type on your stream. I got so potentially good at it. It is Time magazine. And the time is 10 to 2. You can say this much, you haven't seen any new content? Timeless has his own book and toilet. Yeah, that's true.
Into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
This is a different
life.
office to last time.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
So, do I put it in or not? I couldn't possibly have known the PIN code.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I don't know how to use toothpaste. Time is Final Fantasy 14. What? I don't even remember what that was about, Thomas. You remember not being able to use toothpaste?
No, I don't know where that came from.
Okay, I don't know if I'm progressing the story. I'm definitely going to new locations. What a crazy game.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I think it broke. I think it broke. Well, they are manipulating you immensely. I can feel that. But at the same time, even the manipulation feels like I'm trying to fight the manipulation.
Stanley
probably
walked
leading to
straight
more
ahead through the
manipulation.
large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I mean, do you go to the one that says Mind Control Facility, or do we escape? Damn it, now they're making it even more weird. I don't wish to be mind controlled. Oh no. At the same time, I know what happens if you keep going the wrong way. Does it matter? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Ask the puppers. Yeah, Time's thing. I'm gonna escape. I'm escaping.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh, crap. I don't want to violently die. But also kind of do want to escape. Oh no. Oh no. Death beacons. Keep going. Is this what a rat in a maze feels like, Rahina? I think so. Just do it. Violent death does not sound good.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Pinku Pal, thank you for the sub. Huzzah to you. Thank you for that. If anyone has just joined us, I'm playing a crazy game out of Timeless's library called the Stanley Parable Deluxe Edition. It's really quite a cerebral, mind-bending, sarcastic, weird, potentially metaphorical of real life, strange kind of game. I have no idea what's happening. Go back, says Jixer. This is obviously the right way. This voice is creeping me out more than anything. Please just run, says Danny. Hey, Danny, well, come on in. What if I spoke that way, Danny? Would you mind? Oh my god, I don't know what's going to happen. 5 gift subs if you just move forward to show death. You see, now you sound like the narrator. Now I don't know what to do. Feel shivers. I mean, a violent death is a bad death to have. Looks like it shoots darts, you know, like a trap.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh my god. We could just go back. What do we think? It's killed you before? I mean, we've come so far. Can you imagine walking all that way, though? Should we poll it? It's better than death by marriage, says Trooper. I've never experienced that particular death myself. I mean, it looks safe. See? Nothing can get me. Oh my god, I mean, look at that. You can't go down there. Don't keep death away. Death by Snoonu. Go get death. I spoke to him. It'll be okay. There's no ways that could be okay. Although this game has betrayed me. Maybe this is the right way. Maybe this is the right way. I didn't die. Oh crap.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
No!
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his
No,
brief
I'm
and
gonna crouch.
shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
I'll crouch. Surely I'll survive if I crouch.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley
no,
was
thank you, buddy.
obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I survived. I'm a man of my word. Why, thank you. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. That's going to come into play later, potentially. I could be manipulated by the promises of wealth, allegedly. I don't even know why I made decisions I made anymore. But I didn't die, so I also feel like maybe it doesn't count then. Wait, am I dead? Am I?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Pretty mind-blowing stuff. Damn, I didn't get him killed. Oh, yeah, you're alive. Yay. Don't go through any door, maybe? The game is going a bit too meta, says Lolitas. Nature paintings. Stanley's computer. I'm not gonna lie, like I do like stuff like this. I know it's not for everyone, but I do quite like the whole meta outside inside thing. I mean, we get so many stories that are obviously you're in the story and there's no way out. So I do quite enjoy these when they do happen, especially if they are quite intelligent. And the writing on this does seem to be quite smart. That being said, I don't like praising games that Timeless likes, so this game is the worst Timeless. Credits over there. Always look on the bright side of death. What's everyone else's thoughts so far? Too weird? Good? Does everyone like the style of it? I know a lot of you said it was an amazing game. Oh. Obviously, Timey thoroughly enjoys it. Otherwise, he wouldn't be making me play it. Unless, wait, maybe Timeless doesn't actually think I'll enjoy it and he wants to piss me off by making me play this. Timeless! Are you the narrator? I just feel that I took a depressing life as meaningless, so you may as well die kind of place. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I actually have no idea where it's going. I like games that break the mold. It doesn't always work, but the whole reason we got strategy games, etc. was because devs tried to make something different. What was actually the first strategy game, Timeless? Command and Conquer. Everyone's probably going to laugh at me. Command and Conquer, mainstream fool. Man, it's not as smart as it pretends to be, says Zor. It's no Doki Doki, says B-Medic. I like watching you play, but would probably pass on my own after watching it. I mean, yeah, once you've seen it, I don't think I would play it. Alien bases. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build that, it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. I'm assuming that's a true fact. Well, the thing I want to know is, what would you do if Stanley entered any other rooms? For instance, on a scale of maxed earns to Salvador Dali, how surreal would this game be? This is obviously like emails probably between the developers. Were you born with a magnificent voice? Or did you? Oh. Wow, congratulations, congratulations. In line with our previous announcement regarding the ongoing promotion, here is the result in attached file. Open it carefully and see the full details. Congratulations, be the first to apply for your claim. I wanted to tell you that I liked the Stanley Parable as much as I liked seeing a humorously small badger in shrimp trunks. Indeed, I liked it as much as I like walking in the park, watching the sunset, and I dare say pushing buttons. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to enter the email the narrator the questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Dear Strong Bad, how do you type with boxing gloves on? Ben. What? Is this maybe the deluxe content, Tommy? Do you remember seeing this? You may speak, Thomas. That was a question.
Oh, sorry. It's not the deluxe content yet. This is all the original content.
Strong Bad is a character from Homestar Runner. What the hell's Homestar Runner?
Homestar Runner, it was like an old series of cartoons back in the day.
Homestar Runner. The Strong Bad reference you like? I don't even know what that is. Do you know it as well? Oh my god, watch Strong Bad? I've never seen Strong Bad. Tina says it's Homestar Runner?
Yeah, Strong Bad used to like answer emails in his computer, like, you know, basically kind of like a
Was it a
parody of
YouTube
helpline.
series or like a...
Yeah, it wasn't a YouTube series. He had his own website. I do believe
look at
you can
these
get it.
two.
You can see it
How
on YouTube
they
these
wish
days,
to
though.
destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be
Greg
free.
Strogdor! Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da.
Old Flash cartoons? I'll take a look. You can share them in the Discord if you like. My ex-girlfriend used to love that show. Needless to say, I hate it now, says Stevel. Personal experiences can most certainly change perceptions of stuff.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, Perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen
Oh
to
crap,
me.
am I still gonna
You
die?
can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let
Timeless! Don't let time, and I died. Just clap, yo, what's up, dude? How's it going? How are you doing, magnificent Marbler you? Saucy, how's it going?
Squish.
Saucy, you look cozy in that blankie.
All
How's
of his
things?
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Time was silent though, he was.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Welcome
missed a
back
memo.
to the beginning.
How are you doing? I'm going fine. I'm busy playing this really crazy game that Timeless recommended to me. This is literally the beginning of the game. I keep making weird choices and it keeps going in strange positions. Let's wait and see what
When
happens.
Stanley came to a set of two open
I'm a
doors,
good. I'm
he entered
a
the
pliable
door on
good
his
boy now.
left.
On this round, I'm a pliable good boy. Let's see what happens. I'll do exactly as I'm told.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
I'm just a good
Coming
boy
to a
now. After being
staircase,
squished,
Stanley
I'm a
walked
good boy.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Really bad back pain today. Oh no! Timeless, quickly administer chiropractic activities to Saucy.
Stepping into his
Manipulate
manager's
the
office,
spine.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Thomas has
What could
snuck
it
away in shame?
mean?
Oh, it says
Stanley
outside, yes.
wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Okay. I mean, I guess I'm supposed to do that.
Incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad.
Assume 20 plus
Stanley
endings?
happened to
Maybe
input
even
the
more.
correct
I guess it
code
depends what you
by
count as an
sheer
ending. I might have already had like
amazing.
10.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, I'm a pliable and good boy now. Something tells me that this is not going to get you as quickly to the end as you would think. Just listening to everything you're supposed to do. Or maybe. I mean, can you imagine if you actually do every single step that you're supposed to do right from the beginning, the game is over in like 8.5 minutes or something. I mean, maybe. You never know.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Oh yes, now I remember
Control
why I did that
Facility.
before. I mean, maybe I'll do the mind control. I mean, let me tell that to myself. Maybe I'll be the one administering the mind control, not being mind controlled. The original had around 20 endings. This one's supposed to have 100 or so. Really?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Cerebral.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Does anyone ever know, Tommy, I'm sure you've seen when you get like in movies where people try to do some form of mind control, it always revolves keeping someone's eyes open like this and bombarding them either with violent images or images of cute stuff. Does that have any facet of truth? Has anyone actually like discovered experiments like in the World Wars or something where that's actually what people try to do? Force you to watch particular types of television equals being good. Timeless has got a very weird relationship with me today now. He doesn't want to respond to questions.
Oh, sorry, I was typing it out.
Don't type it out. You're a
I don't think
co-host. You
that-
have a voice.
I didn't know. I can't tell if they're speaking or not. So basically, that's not mind control, though. That's what is it? Mind, not programming. There's another term for it.
Mind control?
No, it's when you're trying to change somebody's perspective.
Like controlling their mind.
Brainwashing. There. Rahena's.
Brainwashing. Washing of the brain. Buckling records in Clockwork Orange. Never do that. I never do that when I mind control my victims, says Stevel. They use mind control all the time in advertising. Psychic goats, mind readers from CIA. The men who stare at goats. Brainwashing, brainwashing, brainwashing. All right.
You've just been brainwashed.
So you think by forcing someone to watch particular types of television is brainwashing?
I'm not actually sure if that works.
We're gonna have to test it. I'm gonna make you watch.
It's kind of like hypnosis, right? You can only be hypnotized if you allow yourself to be. So I guess it'll work if the candidate was open to it in a way.
You say that, but you can be manipulated in ways that you don't even know. Can you brainwash me to get rid of my back pain? Saucy Timeless has already offered to use a rolling pin on your back.
Now the monitors
He's
jumped
clearly
to
not
life,
allowed to
their
touch you,
true
so he will
nature
use a rolling
revealed.
pin.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I think part of the process usually involves drugs. That's true. They do give you something to make you more receptive. I think part of the process... Okay, so that magicians do it all the time. Yeah, you deny them sleep and protein. It's basically like a versathon, you know? It's like your classic versathon. You break down your competitor's ability. Okay. So how you normally live, says Saucy. Deprived of sleep.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with
number
his boring
427.
job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone
Interviews
else's
with us.
control.
Go to sleep, Saucy.
Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Thomas, go tuck Saucy in, dude. Tightly, so she can't escape.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So I'm getting kind of like a metaphorical sense on this, that it's sort of trying, in a way, I'm kind of being mind controlled or manipulated in the game versus what it's doing here. Maybe not.
Well, yeah, if you notice, the only way to reach this mind control plot is for you to listen to what he asks you to do.
That's it. Rickroll them? We're never going to give them up. We're never going to let them down. I can't sleep. Need meds to kick in so I can shower and fix my hair for tomorrow. I don't know how all that works in that particular order, Saucy, but I hope that you get enough rest. And I hope you kill it at the interview tomorrow. What's the word? Crush it. Is that the lingo term now, Timeless?
Break a leg? I don't know.
No, breaking legs are the lingo from like 1903. And I believe is only relevant towards thespians, Timeless. You'll smoosh it? Smoosh it. I like
Nice,
that.
Saucy.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode.
See, Saucy, the narrator's trying to beat
entire
me.
Complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
Grim, what's up?
More
How's it going,
time
buddy? Nice to
talk
see you.
about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood.
Run, maybe. Elise, I think outrun a
I'll
nuclear
tell you
bomb.
exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
No.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing
Yes,
right now?
I have no idea.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door.
Rude.
Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This
What?
is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's
So
30 seconds
rude.
you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke.
Rude.
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Strokes white cat like a Bond villain. He has to be wearing a toupee, right? I don't know. Do you just go through all these options and just...
Yeah, you found another
Stanley
end.
had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something?
But can't I...
He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
The end is never. It did say that from the beginning. Can I win? I like this game, says Saucy. I want it. Alright, Saucy, you can have it. Meanwhile, back in Pong.
When Stanley came to a set
Right,
of
back
two
to the right
open
or the
doors,
left?
he entered the door on his left.
But I mean, okay, if I were to do, like, if I were to go right here and try, I suppose it all depends. Sometimes, in fact, will it ever show you the exact same thing twice, Tamless?
I think you might see this. I think it's possible to see the same ending twice.
No, man. This is so weird. And I know that he's just being a jerk, but I don't...
Yet there was not a single
Thing is, I've
person
seen
here either.
you
Feeling a wave of
do a
disbelief,
possible ending and miss
Stanley
certain
decided to go
options.
up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
Down all these
upstairs to
things.
his boss's office.
I'm kind of tempted to just do that same thing and click something different or the same or...
The moment he entered his
Sorry.
manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks.
What was it, 2...
Not a living soul anywhere.
4,
Could he really be
5,
all
8 or
alone?
something?
This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to
Click
take.
off the time I could,
He
but I mean,
fell
I've been
to
doing
his
so many
knees,
different options.
bursting
Sourcey,
into half
just to
moans,
even get you.
half
2, 8, 4,
sobs,
5,
the
thanks.
guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Stuff you,
That
narrator.
kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
His arsehole gets me every time. What a bastard.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
It was so rude. So damn rude. So, I mean, Tommy, do you know when this game is over or not really?
There are, I suppose, good endings.
No, but I mean, do you ever be like, I beat you?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
That was funny, anything you like that? Yeah, that was cool.
So, you haven't actually
The lights
even,
rose on an enormous
seen the
room
new
packed with
content yet,
television
if that
screens.
helps.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know. So, such a bizarre game.
Now the monitors jumped to life.
Tommy, are all the
Their
games
true
that you're going
nature
to
revealed.
recommend to us
Each
all
bore the
meta,
number of an
weird,
employee
strange
in the
games?
building. Stanley's
They're all weird in their
co-workers.
own kind of
The
way.
lives of so many individuals reduced to
So, peeps, this is the
images on a
second time we
screen.
played a game from
And
Thomas's
Stanley,
library.
One of them, eternally monitored in this
Apparently he's
place
got very,
where
very, very strange
freedom
games that would
meant
make me
nothing.
go, oh, ha.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this
I don't
time?
know.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated
Kinda jealous
to
that I'm not
accept
Tommy's
it
friend now,
blindly?
says Saucy. Why, Saucy?
No.
Nothing to be jealous of. It's
He
the worst friend to
refused
have.
to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own
Imagine your
life
friend always
in
gets you
someone
killed
else's
and
control.
does terrible things.
Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Maybe.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Just be happy you won't make you play
or
these
sad,
dating sims of his.
Or content.
I've already played one.
Walking, eating, working.
You do that to
all of
yourself,
it
you get yourself killed. I
monitored
can't
and
believe you played
commanded from this
Valorant without
very
me,
place.
Saucy.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery
you were supposed to keep
would
one
never
shooter
again
that I could play
exert its
badly.
terrible power over another.
Oh. Did we...
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Played more today too?
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
And then a raptor
That
ate
was
it.
all he needed to know. It was perhaps
you trust
the
him?
only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon
Sock.
his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were
Yeah, I can
meant
totally
to
pick a
happen.
Capra coming in now, yeah.
And Stanley was happy.
Or was he? Achievement unlocked, beat the game. I beat the game, Timeless.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Not quite.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
What do
simply
you mean
missed the
not
memo.
quite?